2:1. But speak thou the things which become it sound doctrine, that the aged women likewise, that they be in behavior, as become it holiness, not false accusers, not given to much wine, teachers of good things, that they may teach the women to be sober, to love their husbands, to love their children, to be discreet, chaste, keepers at home, good, obedient to their own husbands, that the word of God be not blasphemed. Chaste conversations.
Whatever condition it is you're going through right now, whatever situation it is right now, and it might seem hard, it might seem bad or inconvenient, but the Most High is chastening you, hopefully chastising you because you've repented from these ways, right?
Galatians chapter 6, verse 7. Be not deceived. God is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap.
You see that? We should not play. Listen, I don't know who. Listen, sisters, who y'all raised with? Your mom, dad, both parents? My father didn't play. Your mom?
Yep.
Your mom probably didn't play too, but my father didn't play when we were growing up. He did not play. And we see how Hispanic parents and Black parents raise their children. For the ones that be put down and we foot in behind. Okay. We don't play. That's how you keep. Listen, we're gonna bring that out. But the Most High is not. The Most High is not mocked. Don't play with the Most. Don't play with Father.
No.
Okay.
So, for that one too. Just off of what you mean by like mock. An example could be in the book of Jeremiah. I think it's in the 20s. When he's trying to get King Zedekiah to like not fight the Babylonians, Palestinians, one of them, Assyrians, one of them. And Yahweh was telling Jeremiah, they're going to go into captivity, but I want them to, and you'll be protected when you go in. But if you try to fight, more people are going to die. You're not going to be able to go back to your cities. You're not going to be able to get none of your belongings back, none of that. And it was a bunch of different prophets. Chapter 28, Jeremiah chapter 28, and that whole chapter is kind of good. But there was one particular prophet. Hananiah, something like that. He was like, I'm gonna be the one to free y'all in 2 years. I'm gonna break the yoke. And he kind of like, you read it, kind of like he just Jeremiah and took off whatever was around his neck as if to say, I will be the one to break the yoke off of my people's neck in 2 years. And Jeremiah was like, all right, okay, right. So I've been telling y'all this prophecy, blah, blah, blah. And Yahweh just said that for that prophet, you're gonna die. And come to find out, once it was prophesied, that you're not only gonna die, you're gonna die the same year. And I think it was like a month later or 2 months, a couple months later, it sure enough happened. But it was like that pride of you being a prophet. You're a prophet. You're among fellow prophets, and you're not even listening to your fellow prophets. Whether or not he was mocking him or not, he still said something that wasn't true. He was trying to.
Yeah, there's a lot that what you're talking about, sis, in Jeremiah chapter 28. There's more than one verse.
Oh yes,
they're having that he's schooling them.
Right. Is that also in Jeremiah 34 as well?
It like continues on, but it's one of those things where they were going back and forth with King Zedekiah, and it was so many except for Jeremiah. And then they'll come to find out when I was reading the book of Jeremiah wasn't the only one saying that same prophet. There was like 2 others that said the same thing, but they got killed. Like the king ended up hunting them down and killing them because they didn't believe it. And Jeremiah was the only one, that was able to survive not getting killed somehow. And he either talked a certain talk and wasn't afraid and stood on it, and they just was protected. Yahweh just protected him that way. Maybe the other ones were still a little too afraid to stand on it. But it was really interesting how that whole thing played out, of like, we could all be of like mind, and even somebody could be in our family, maybe not really walking in this walk, or might be a little bit behind in their confidence in this walk, but could still speak something to life, or speak something to prophecy, because Yahweh was using them, and we could ignore them, even if we feel the conviction of, okay, what they're saying. Because sometimes people say stuff to me and I'll get mad, but something in my spirit will still be like, I know I'm about to do this, but let me get all my frustrations out right now. Let me get my frustrations out. I'm gonna probably be crying while I do it, but something in me, my spirit in me, will say, you know they're right. Go do it.
Right.
Shut up. Don't say nothing else. Stop arguing. Shut up. Just figure it out. Go do it, because you know they're right.
Exactly. Listen, since that's the same situation, sometimes I find myself in even my marriage. Like, you know, your husband trying to tell you something, and he right, but because it ain't coming off all with berries and peaches and cream, or it sound harsh coming out, but it's right. So it's like, okay, I don't want to do this, so it's because you're telling me to do it, so I'm gonna buck up a little bit. But you see how you know, still,
you got that. I'm gonna let you have that.
Listen,
so you be trying to come off smooth, or the opposite, the husband like, okay, you got that. Okay, I'm gonna let you get that. You caught me on an off day.
You know, but I wish I was there, because I wish I was there. It's just a matter of me still coming out of a place of not knowing at all what the heck submission means, and now trying to figure it out by trial and error, by, you know what I'm saying, I'm still got the training wheels, you know, like still got the training wheels. Okay, trying to take them off now. I'm in the process of taking them off, but I'm falling because like, this right in the back of submission is so foreign to a lot of us, you know what I'm saying? So when you're having the conversations, and again, back to the topic of the lesson in part one, is blank leads to disobedience. So if your submission ain't there to your head, it's going to lead to disobedience, because, you know, and not saying you're doing it purposely, right?
It's because you don't know.
Right. Yeah. Right. So whether you're doing it purposely or not, you still, and again, back to the part two of what we're talking about today, we might have did stuff that was done 10 years ago in ignorance. For a lot of us in this room, for a lot of us that know who we are now, it might have been in ignorance. Maybe it wasn't in ignorance. Okay, just whatever situation. But fast forward 10 years now, you're going through stuff now that's as a result of that disobedience. Okay, there's no coincidences. There's no coincidences. Am I saying that right?
You are.
Okay. There's no coincidences with the Most High. All right. That execution might not be, what is it? You might not execute that punishment the same day, but you will be punished for it. Okay.
Hebrews 12, chapter 6 through 8.
Yeah.
Okay. For whom the Lord loveth, he chastiseth, and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth. If ye endure chastening, God dealeth with you and as with sons. For what son is he whom the father of chasteneth not? But if ye be without chastisement, whereof all are partakers, then are ye bastards and not sons? Ooh, wee.
You're so sick. You mute your mic on that one. See that? So that's what we've been saying through here, y'all. Again, please, like, reevaluate some things, because maybe we haven't repented for some of the things we've done because we didn't think that we were in sin, or we just thought that, okay, now I'm here now, I don't have to go back in the Rolodex and repent for some of the things that I've done. But you are being punished for the things you have done in the past. Okay. And just real quick, because a lot of people will see the word son and think it's just talking about the men or the boys. If you look at son, it's G5207 in the Strongs, okay? And that is, you might be able to say this better than I can, Sister Shilome, Huios. Huios. And it's just kinship or a child. Okay, it's talking about child. He deals with us as his children. So for whom the Most High loveth, he chasten it, he scourgeth every son or child whom he receiveth. Okay, so if you call yourself a daughter of the Most High, right, he's chastising you. Yes, 10 years later. Yes, 50 years later. Okay, or you just be, you might be again, this is not every case, you might be going through some stuff right now because he's just trying you. He's trying you, right? But for some of us, we have to just go back and be like, yeah, I do deserve going through the quicksand right now. I do deserve this trial right now. I do deserve it, because I wasn't all holy and now 10, 15 years ago. All praise to the Most High.
Isaiah chapter 3, verse 18 to 24. In that day, the Lord will take away the bravery of their tinkling ornaments about their feet, and their cauls and their round tires like the moon, the chains and the bracelets and the mufflers, the bonnets and the ornaments of the legs and the headbands and the tablets and the earrings, the rings and nose jewels, the changeable suits of apparel, and the mantles, and the wimples, and the crisping pins, the glasses, and the fine linen, and the hoods, and the veils. And it shall come to pass that instead of sweet smell, there shall be stink, and instead of a girdle, a rent, and instead of well set hair, baldness, and instead of a stomacher, a girding of sackcloth, and burning instead of beauty.
Okay.
We.
All right. And that day, the Most High gonna take away everything. He gonna strip us and bear us naked. We here in captivity. We ain't got a blasted thing. Okay, this is not our home. We don't have our tinkling ornaments, our jewels, our apparels, none of that stuff. We ain't dressing like queens and princesses like we should. I mean, we're trying to get back there now, yes. Okay, but he's gonna strip us, make us bare. That's pretty much in a nutshell what this is saying. Okay, right? And instead of well set hair, because our hair was long, ain't nothing wrong with our kinky curly hair, but we had well set hair. A lot of us are receding. Okay, receding, and a lot of us don't have the hair that we would like to have. Okay, and y'all sisters know, nobody here, right? Nobody here in this room, but we're talking to the ones that do it. Okay, where you got to cover your head with this long stringy dog hair weave because you don't got your hair no more. He done smite the crown of your head. That's for your disobedience. Okay, your disobedience, he done smite. You don't got nothing to show for it no more. Your edges are receding. Okay, y'all, it's not a joke. It is not a joke. Instead of a sweet, you're gonna be stink. See how you know you know what I'm saying? That might be another lesson. But instead of sweet, there shall be a stink. And you thinking it's because of your diet change, of your I just ain't drink enough water this week. No, he smite you with a stink because you were disobedient. Remember last week when you talk left to your husband, or remember last year when you was out in the streets and I told you to stay out the streets, right? Remember when you was twerking on camera? Remember when you was, okay, remember when you was bad talking your sisters, and you know better than that? Remember when you used to sleep? Listen, There's a reason why this stuff is happening, y'all. It's no coincidence. And then because you lack water, that stink is because he smite you with that because you were disobedient. Your baldness. What's happening to our sisters right now? That's gonna be the last thing I touch on. But what's happening to our sisters right now that are coming out with cancer of the embryo and uterine cancer that they're associating with the perm?
Oh, God.
See how he will use. Now there had to be something that you use, right? He could have just smote you with it, but you thinking, oh, it's because I use the relaxer. No, you did use the relaxer, yes, but no, you got uterine cancer because you were in disobedience. You were disobedient. If not, you wouldn't have used the relaxer to try to straighten the God-given kinky curly hair that you got, right? Some of us didn't know. We did it in ignorance. But again, you got to be punished for it, right? Okay. Well, you got the uterine cancer. You know, again, this is not clean across the board. This is not clean across the board. But just ask yourself that question. 10 years ago, where were you? What were you doing? Oh, that's why I'm being punished for this now. Okay. Last year, what you do? Yesterday, Sister Lemay just testified and said, listen, I came out the mouth and went left today. So
I used to be like, no, I know exactly why it's this, and it would sound so unreasonable to people that they like, no, it's not possible. Or somebody would say something, I'm like, that's why you getting punished, because the thing you did over there. And they're like, no, it's okay. You can't blame them for nothing. And it's like, you kind of feel bad, especially if you're beating yourself up. But at the same time, it's like, I think I know what it is. And it's never going to always be anything that makes sense. It could be because you did something unrelated and now it's just attaching itself to something to you or to around you, and it just looks totally unrelated. It's not going to be eye for an eye, so to speak, the way it's written. Like if somebody hits you, it's just like with anything. If you say something that somebody felt was disrespectful and they come much harder, that's unrelated, but they decided to, to put some emphasis so that you stop. And it's the same thing. You do something wrong, you might get an emphasized punishment to get you to stop. And it's crazy how some people could just not just openly go, okay, I messed up, no matter how much I take ownership or accountability for or blame myself for it, something still needs to change. And, not always think that, people are just blaming you or you're blaming yourself just to punish you.
Right. And we've seen it live and direct in school, like in growing up, you have the bullies. They bully the most innocent people all the time. It's so sad to see. Bully, and then they might not get bullied. It might not look like the form of what you think it's gonna look like, but maybe that bully now grew up and he a bum. And everybody just walk by. And he wondering why to this day, he wondering on the streets, why he got this lot. Why is this my lot? Lord, why? A lot of us are asking Most High, why am I going through why is this my lot? And again, this is not every case, okay? Because he will try his strongest. He will try his children. But for some of us, we are going through this mud because he's just chastising you for the thing that you did. He did not punish you according to, what did it say? According to our iniquities. He did not punish you according to your iniquities, but he's just chastising you. So as a result of being disobedient, whether it was 50 years ago, 10 years ago, last year, 1 minute ago, expect discipline. And that's why we have to go back to the part one. And again, always think before we react. Think before we act. Don't react. Think before we speak. Sheila, me too, y'all. I be talking to myself. Yeah, so that way we can again, this is going to lead to disobedience if I don't handle it now.
Yeah.
We have to constantly reevaluate yourself. What do you say? I die daily. I'm constantly reevaluating yourself, because it's set in our hearts to just we run around in this world, y'all. We're being it's shaped in this society. So we really have to come out of all of that and really check ourselves on a daily basis, so our minds don't go left real quick, our mouths don't go left real quick. It's so easy for me to do that too, because we will be chastised and we don't know what that's gonna look like half the time. We do not know.
James 4:6. But he giveth the grace, wherefore he saith, God resisteth the proud, but giveth grace unto the humble. Submit yourselves therefore to God, resist the devil, and he will flee from you. Verse 8 says, draw nigh to God, and he will draw nigh to you. Cleanse your hands, ye sinners, and purify your hearts, ye double-minded. It says, Sirach, chapter 2, verse 4, whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient, when thou art changed to a low estate. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. Believe in him, and he will help thee. Order thy way aright, and trust in him. Ye that fear the Lord, wait for his mercy, and go not aside, lest ye fall.
See that?
Whoa.
That's just, it's again going back to like a parent when he chastising you, right?
Yeah.
He gonna have some mercy, because he gonna stop swinging that belt in 1 minute. He gonna stop swinging that belt at some point. He ain't gonna kill you, but he has to chastise you, right? So, but while you're going through that, it says, whatsoever is brought upon thee, take it cheerfully, right? You're going through the mud, you're going through the ringer right now, you're going through whatever it is right now, right?
Yeah.
Take it cheerfully, because Most High will, hopefully you've already repented for what you've done, but you're realizing, yes, I'm going to be chastised for all this darkness I went through, for all this stuff I went through, whether it was in ignorance or not. The Most High don't care that you didn't know before. It was still a sin. Okay, the ones that are doing it now, while you know who you are and you're in the light, get punished more severely than the ones that didn't know. But the ones that didn't know, you still get punished. Yep. You ever been in a household where you didn't do it, your sister did it, or your brother did it, but you got punished too because you guilty by association? Testify then. Okay, like I didn't do nothing, but you affiliated with them. You okay. Right. Be patient when thou in a low state. So you're going through it right now. It seemed hopeless. It seemed like, why is this happening to me? Don't question why. Go through it joyfully. And because gold is tried in that fire, right? You went through that darkness and you did your dolo, solo, YOLO, whatever it is. Now you got to take that chastening with an S on your, okay, and get an A coming out. Like, okay, Father, you're not doing that no more. Okay, no, sir.
And that's a hard thing to do, to apply to everything, because there's certain things you can be like, okay, I could take that, but when it's happening in multiple areas and maybe you still not hard to do, it's so hard to do. It's like, okay, change your mindset to, at some point you're going to have to look at this particular moment a certain way that'll get you to think of it in a joyful manner, the way the cheerfulness is saying. It's not saying to laugh at it. If you can, I know some friends who laugh a lot and will laugh in their anger, but they'll laugh through it and get to laugh at everything that just seems so ridiculous. I think I would be able to get through most of it. You know, it could protect me from balling up my fist in my mouth, and it could help me do these things. But sometimes we do have to really work on our mindset, and it does help when we just take a moment and just think of it. It's tough sometimes.
Yeah, take a moment to think about that. Like you said, change the way we think about things. It ain't, well, it's me, why am I going through it? But damn, thank God I'm going through that. He see worthy enough to choose me, to chastise me as a child, you know, to correct me, to show me the way, right? Right? Thank God.
Talked about how hard it is, but that's probably the cheerfulness. Thank goodness this is a punishment. This is a chastening. Thank goodness he still didn't, you know, he still didn't deem some of us as worthy of death right now.
Right.
Some death is going to happen, and you know, we can't always explain that, but that's probably the part that we won't know until it's time for us to leave this earth, if it was a death or a punishment this whole time.
Right. You know, it's like ignorance to be being punished over and over for the same thing. It's like you're reprobate. You're just you right, to be punished over and over for the same thing. So we're not doing that.
Mm-hmm.
We are not doing that. We're gonna reevaluate whatever it was. We're gonna check ourselves. Shalome, she ain't gonna, you know, pop off out of my. She ain't gonna, you know what I'm saying?
It's
it
hard.
gets better and better. It just gets better and better. You know, he makes us practice, right?
Mm-hmm.
Have patience, and where he makes us practice. He makes self-examination. For me today, I am so aware of how powerful he is today than I was 3 months ago. So when I had that quick awareness, that quick happening, I knew immediately I messed up. Forgive me, Lord. And now correction became that quick correction. Okay, okay, I slipped. The tongue slipped. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm going to correct it. And next time I know what it is. I got in my emotions, my mouth slipped, and then boom, and it happened so quick. 3 minutes sounded terrible. Had the awareness, because I know what he expects of us. I know what he expected of me. And in that moment, I lost his respect for a moment. So now I have to work on regaining that, because I know he doesn't want to hear those words come out of my mouth. Yep. Now we're supposed to be princesses, right? We're royalty. We're royalty. So, you know, when you're royalty, you walk a certain way, you dress a certain way, you speak a certain way. And because he's chosen us to be we're special children. We're separate. So yeah, I sounded like I was in the hood today for a brief moment, and I did not sound like I was a princess ready for the kingdom.
Yeah.
So yeah.
He got to whip us into shape, and that's what we're doing, whipping ourselves into shape when we do these you know, these conversations and stuff like that, whipping up. You know, when you in etiquette class, which I've never been in, but I saw them online and stuff like that, when they're in the Karen, when them in them class, listen, my mother said she used to be in a class and she would be sitting in a chair and she'll be, you know how you slouch over like this, and the lady will come up behind her and hit her with the longest ruler ever, go pow, and she have to sit up straight like this, and then you can't slouch your shit. You gotta hold your shoulders back. Like this is how we being trained, y'all. Pick your head up. Hold your shoulders back. Don't slouch over. You know what I'm saying? Like, just like how the men are being trained as soldiers, we being trained, right? We have a position also to play. And it don't look like us being men. It don't look like us being slouched over and like, I can't, don't know. Like, it don't look like us spewing out the mouth. It don't look like us being disobedient. It don't look like us not checking ourselves before we wreck ourselves and going off the ground. Like, Okay, so yeah, figure out what it is, nip it in the butt, deal with it. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to be have emotion, but don't let it make you now trickle down the road of disobedience, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
To the Most High. With that being said, thank y'all, sisters. Hopefully, Most High willing, same time, same place, same beauty. And with that, we say
Shalom.
Shalom. Shalom.
Barakapah. Y'all have a good night.
Good night.
Night.